Alex Pereira has quickly become. I'm gonna agree with you. He said that I think Alex Pereira is the face of the UFC, and kind of can't disagree
I
now.
mean, what he's
Honestly,
done in like, I think they said on the broadcast, 18 months.
mm-hmm.
Ridiculous. I don't think anyone's had that fast of a rise to not just one world title, but two, and defending the light heavyweight one, which is commonly in the lore of the light heavyweight division has been super hard to defend unless you're John Jones. So, excluding him, it's always been passed around like 1-2 defenses max, and you're on to the next essentially.
Yeah, I think Alex Pereira proved a lot that I think he's just the guy. Honestly, like whatever he wants to do, I'm all for it. If he wants to go up to heavyweight or not, it's just crazy to see his growth since the beginning of his career in the UFC. Man, I just gotta say, like that, it is something special. I don't know if you would agree. But.
So if he does move up to heavyweight, what do you think the best course is? Because like if Stipe and John are most likely gonna fight, and then possibly depending on how John views it at that point. He might either retire or he might be like, all right, let's get the Tom Aspinall out of the way.
Honestly, this is a hot take. Instead of Stipe fighting John Jones, I think Alex Pereira would be a bigger fight right now.
I think so. I agree with that.
Stipe versus Alex Pereira, and honestly, you could maybe give Stipe. I feel like Stipe has a better shot against Alex Pereira. Now, Alex Pereira is dangerous. He's a dangerous kickboxer. Yeah. You got to give him respect. Two different sports. He's a 2-time champion, so that's unheard of. Honestly, you can make the argument that he is the GOAT.
Who is
Alex Pereira?
Yeah, he's moving up. He's moving up there, man. I mean,
he's a GOAT.
I mean, he's either in the top 5 or just outside of it. I mean, I would have to go through, but man, I mean, it's tough to just deny that. And I know it's hypothetical, but if he moved up to heavyweight and got the belt, he's for sure in the top 3. I mean, no one's ever done that.
I mean, dude, there's something to be said about him not draining himself and just letting his body grow physically.
Yeah.
And I think that he could grow into the heavyweight division and really be a problem. That's actually insane to think about.
But I mean, regardless, if he did get up and move, to me, the most interesting fight, if there was a heavyweight fight with Alex, I think...
Don't say Tom.
Huh?
Don't say Tom.
I think it is Tom. I do. Well, because you got to think about like how they are on the feet and everything. I'm sorry. I think he would steamroll Stipe.
Who? Stipe or
Alex would steamroll Stipe? I think. Just because of like the age, the speed, the difference, the technique, and everything. I just. But then again, Stipe could just come out and wrestle. I mean, he did that against Francis. So I guess it just really depends on like the way the fight plays out. But in terms of being on the feet, I would give a strong. I mean, honestly, this goes against anybody. Alex has a big advantage. Pretty much against everybody. Again, other than maybe John Jones.
Dude, people don't give him credit for adapting because there's a sequence in there where, you know how Yuri does those blitzes and it's like a 1-2, 1-2, 1-2? There's a sequence, I don't know if you remember, he literally slipped every single one of them and landed just a clean right hand. My God, his striking is like destructively beautiful. There's like striking where it's elegant.
Yeah.
Like a ballerina. But then there's striking where you're like, oh my goodness, this man is an absolute savage. And we didn't talk about the stare down. That stare down lasted
like 5 minutes.
Yeah, 4 minutes and 55 seconds, essentially 5 minutes. That's insane. These men peered into each other's souls.
I mean, the first fight was way more competitive compared to this one. I mean, and to me that just shows like how much Alex has grown just from that fight. You know what I mean? Like just understanding what because Yuri's not very he's not orthodox at all. He's unorthodox to the extreme. Like his hands are down. Awkward. He's moving. You know what I mean? Even though he kind of has like a weird kind of karate type box wide stance. You know what I mean? He's just odd. And just for Alex to just kind of figure him out and just piece him up. I mean, dropped him with the left hook right at the end of the first round. God, came out in the beginning of the second and immediately landed a left high kick. Like, I mean, holy crap, dude. I mean, I don't know if it gets any cleaner than that. Like, that shit was kind of iconic.
Yeah, dude. And you also have to... Okay, UFC 300 was robbed, and rightfully so, by Max Holloway and Justin Gaethje. But a lot of people forget that knockout that Alex Pereira delivered against Jamal Hill, that was a thing of beauty. That man cooked, okay? That man cooked. And
I don't disagree there.
I think the fights to make now... Honestly, look, before we get into this, we just want to reiterate, we thought this card was a bit of a snooze fest. Oh God, it was a little underwhelming. It's fine, it happens. I still give credit to the UFC, and honestly, this is why the UFC is number one, is that they were still able to deliver a card. Boxing would have canceled the event immediately.
Yeah, that.
And given you your refund. But at the end of the day, at least they attempted to do something, and I think we saw the continuation of a very impressive legacy that Alex Pereira is leaving behind. And honestly, he's running laps around Izzy right now.
Yep. I mean, I touched on like a previous pod. I think it was the second episode, but man,
Yeah.
Alex has just proven to me more and more of like, or just like kind of made me a little bit less of an Izzy fan, because I was a big Izzy fan coming up, and then I felt like Izzy kind of got a little too complacent. You know, he'd do the jab, right, and then lean back like Chad Cook, and then leg kick. And Alex has just been like what we said, 18 months, and he's done what nobody else has done, and it's just like, wow, I'm a big fan. Like, he's just turned me all the way around. He went from villain to now hero. Like, that's literally what it is, and it's kind of insane. I can't think of anyone else that's had more of a, I don't even know, role switch up, or
Alex Pereira is the first man to become middleweight champion and light heavyweight champion, right?
I mean, you also got to think how much of a weight jump there is. It's like 20 pounds.
Yeah.
From just middleweight to light heavyweight.
Makes you wonder.
I mean, Izzy couldn't do it. Remember, he could not do it.
Well, I feel like he just didn't do it properly.
True.
He was a lot like Max.
I agree.
I think he just had the worst approach.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of think that Jan Blachowicz lost might have got to him.
Yeah, I agree.
I think he just became complacent with winning and not really. But also, there is something to be said. If you are the challenger, make it challenging. If the champion is allowed to just do these things and spam it, then how good are you really?
Yeah,
I don't think you're good enough to be champion.
I mean, I feel like you knew what Blachowicz was going to do, and he implemented his whole game plan.
Yeah,
and that's on Izzy to change. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And I to bring it back to Alex is like, that's one thing, is what Alex is going to do. It doesn't matter. He's going to make you fight his game. You know what I mean? Like, going into this fight, you would think that Blachowicz, Yuri would have to essentially take him down, because he took him down in the first fight, and then they ended up getting to the fight, or up to the feet, and then he got caught. And to me, that was the key to victory for him. He had to do that, because you don't want to stand up with this dude. This dude was in glory. He was fighting like every month. Like, you don't want to do that. It's just not. And you see what the outcome is.
Yeah, very impressive knockout on a completely underwhelming card. But again, props to the UFC for even pulling something out of their ass.
Yeah. That's today's video. If you guys are new here, consider subscribing to Infamous Idiots. I would greatly appreciate it. Check out our clips. We post pretty consistently, podcasts every week or so. And if you guys are new here, subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. Till next time, peace.